Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Um, Sorry I'm late. um, I was really hungry today. I don't usually get hungry until later in the evening. We don't usually eat, as many of you know, until late at night, usually around midnight. But I was really hungry and I needed to make something to eat. So that's why I'm a little bit late. That and we made burgers, and one of the cats took a flying leap over me on the couch, and I had to remake one of my burgers. So that was fun. But so it's been a day. It's been that kind of a day. How are you all doing? Let me say hi since I'm running late here. Kimberly's here. Marianne is here. Thank you for being here. I see Kathy is here. Hello, Kathy. Thank you for joining us today. Vicky is here as well. Hello, Vicky. Uh, Marianne says, I opened my heavy box of AG goodies today. Oh my. So many gorgeous things. Oh, good. I'm glad that you had gorgeous things in there, or you think they're gorgeous too. We think they are, but I'm glad you do too. Anne is here. Hello, Anne. Thank you for being here. Leslie at Twisted Sista is here. Thank you for being here, Leslie. Um, it has been, oh, Len is here too. Hello, Len. Says, didn't realize it was so late. Me either. I just got here. Yeah, so it took me a while because we decided to eat. We made some burgers. It was the quickest thing I could make. But I ran home from the cottage after doing some packing and shipping today, um, and watering the plants and doing all this stuff up there. And I gathered some stuff up for the live, and then we came home and made the burgers real quick because I got here at, I think, 10 after, no, it was about 14 after 7. Um, the burgers take about 8 minutes to make in the air fryer. Oh, Vicky's asking how you make them. We make these. These were Morningstar Farm prime grillers, and we made those in the air fryer. They take about 8 to 9 minutes. Um, so whatever it worked out to, I had about 10 minutes to eat, and then the cats knocked my burger on the ground. So I had to clean that up and remake a burger. Or part of the burger anyway. They didn't knock it all off my plate, thankfully. And then uh, sit down and finally eat again. So we just had two burgers. That should be good for now. Normally we eat more than that. There probably is going to be a second helping of something tonight. We'll see. Usually 2 burgers is like enough for a lunch size portion, especially since we ate earlier today. If I could eat 2 burgers and then go to bed, like we sometimes do, that's not so bad. But since I'm going to be up for another probably 6 hours, 7 hours, um, that we're going to probably have to eat again. Um, Marion says 1 bag was so stuffed it broke out the bottom. Such tiny seed beads in the mix. I think I found them all. Oh boy. Oh, the seed bead, the luxury bead blend. Yeah, Andrew. Andrew must have packed those. Andrew he stuffs them full. Um, Normally I try to tape the tops. I don't know if I did that for yours. I can't remember. If they seem really full, I usually try and tape the tops at least, so in case the what do you call it, Ziploc, I know that's a brand name, but whatever that is, in case that comes undone, at least there's tape on the top. But the bottom, I can't do much about. I mean, I could tape them all up, but then you would never get them open when you get them. um, Vicky, as far as the burgers, we didn't have cheese, so they weren't cheeseburgers today. I forgot we ran out of cheese. um, Andrew made uh, samudashi shamudashi. I think that's how you say it. Shamudashi, or a version of that. It wasn't the actual thing. We made a version of that the other night, and he used up all the cheese, and I forgot about that. So we had just we had like a sweet potato roll that we use, a bun, and then I just put ketchup, mayo. I put some honey mustard on there, the burgers with lettuce, fresh tomatoes from the Mennonites, and some bread and butter pickle chips. And that was what was on ours today. Susan's here. Hello, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Yes, it was a bead blend. I was admiring it when the beads landed on the bed. Oh boy. I'm glad you got them all. I hope you got them all. I hope you're not going to be, finding any beads and anywhere they shouldn't be from having them on your bed. Susan is also here with us. Hello, Susan. We got Susan's with us today. Thank you both for being here. Yeah, it's been a weird day. I feel like I got nothing done, and yet I did get a lot done. It's just kind of one of those days. Tomorrow is already, I'm going up to the store, which seems weird because I have not been up to the store I wasn't up there at all last weekend. And we were only up there one day the weekend before that, because we went to Pittsburgh and we had a downtown event. So I've not been to the store, I feel like, in a long time. And I don't know how our flowers are. I forgot to ask our tenant if he would, because he takes care of the yard and stuff. I forgot to ask him if he'd water them, and I should have done that. But I'll see tomorrow how the flowers are in the flower box. It's been raining here and there, so hopefully they've been getting some of that rain. They're kind of under the overhang, but I'm hoping some of it blew in there because we've had some strong rains. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping the flowers are okay. Rosanna's here. Hello, Rosanna. Thank you for being here. Anybody else I missed? I don't think so. I think I got everybody. Everybody's just saying hi to everybody else. So yeah, life is wild today. I don't know. I don't know where today went, quite honestly. I sent out an email. Tomorrow, don't forget, is Andrew's drop. So Andrew created his own paper from grasses and weeds in the yard. So he took grasses and weeds in our yard, and pulped everything up, with some extra paper pulp, I think, and blended that all together, and then used screens to create his own sheets of paper from all of that. And then he prepared that paper to be painted on, which means in order to do that, you take the screens, it's in a wet bath, it's in a bath of water, the pulp sits on top and it floats to the top, and you use the screens to pull the pulp up, and then you flip it off, and it has to on special sheets. And then he takes it, I believe, up to the attic normally, takes it up to the attic because it's super hot up there, and hangs them up to dry. And so those sheets of paper then dry, and then he peels off the sheets that he lays them on, and you have this fibrous paper. And then he irons the paper between sheets of like brown paper, craft paper, irons that, and then cut them to size. And I think ironed them again after they were cut to size. And then he prepared them. That's when he prepared them with whatever he needs to for painting on. And then he painted root babies. And so not only, if you adopt, we're having a root baby adoption event tomorrow on the website. If you adopt one of the root baby paintings, you're not only purchasing a painting, you're purchasing a painting that's made on paper that Andrew created, which I think is kind of cool. And since since the paper is made with weeds and grasses from our yard, he thought that root baby was like the botanical thing was a good way to go. So that's why it's a root baby adoption event. We will have those on the homepage of our website. I sent out an email about that. I made a blog post about that today. You should have an email if you get our email. And it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. It will not be a live. We're not having a live tomorrow unless I do one during the day at the store, because we have our book club meeting tomorrow. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. And it'll drop at 7 o'clock, hopefully on the dot. It takes me a little while sometimes. I got to get pictures and stuff. I'm hoping Andrew will have at least some of them ready, complete. He has some of them done, I think. I'm hoping they'll be some of them completely done and ready for me to take to the store with me so I can get photos. But we'll see. If not, I will prepare the listings. Then when I come home, I'll book it home tomorrow and take pictures, upload them to the online store, add them to the listings, and then publish everything for you all. So that is the Root Baby adoption event tomorrow, and that is going to help fund his travel and materials cost for the class he's taking next week. He got a scholarship for that, but it does not cover travel time, it doesn't cover materials, and it does not cover, of course, him being away for half a week or so. So we'd appreciate it if you want to adopt a Root Baby, or four, whatever you want to adopt. They're really cute. He's working really hard on them. Leslie says it's been raining and stormy in Philly all day. It has been not at all here. There have been a few drops on my wind. I've been driving back and forth, I feel like 6 different times today. There have been a few drops on my windshield, but it's not rained at all since I was outside. If it rained a little bit, I don't know. I'm not a morning person, so I don't know what it did in the morning. But since I've been awake, we've not gotten any rain here. It's been a little muggy, a little warm, but not too bad. It's actually been less today, I feel like, than other days. The high, I think, was 84 today. It's currently 77, which feels pretty delightful. But the humidity is at 80%. That's the highest humidity I've seen on my app in a while. So the other day it was 75 and it felt bad. That's why it feels like 80% humidity today. So, but all in all, pretty good. Susan says, same here. I feel like a slug. We did grab lunch out. Then we went to Costco and the grocery store to pick up some stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where today went. I did a lot, but I don't feel like I did a lot. I don't know what is happening in my life. It's one of those days. But that's life some days. And you know what? I'm trying to learn to just go with it. When I fight all that and when I try and do more because I feel like I haven't done enough, or I wear myself out. So I know I got a lot done today. And I'm just trying to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Kim is here. Hey, Kim. Thanks for joining us. Susie's here, our neighbor. Hey, Susie. Thank you for joining us. How's everything going, everybody? What have y'all been up to? I know what Susan did today. Anybody else do anything? Leslie's probably been in if it's been raining and stormy all day. I know you were working on kits the other day. Biggie says, I'm such a slug lately. I still haven't finished the book, of course. I don't see very well yet. Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? We meant to reread the book, and we have not gotten very far on that. We've started it, but not gotten very far. So that's going to be interesting. It's been a while since we've read it. We picked it because somebody a while ago recommended it and we liked it. So we figured that would be good. And we think it has a lot of stuff for inspiration, but actually thinking about talking about the book now, we're like, So I might give Andrew my phone tonight so that he can listen to it tonight. And then I will probably listen to it all day at the store tomorrow if I'm not busy. So that's probably how it's going to go. We'll at least get some listening in. I don't quite know how long the book is on Audible and how far we've gotten into it. So I don't know if I'll hear all of it in the day, but I kind of remember the ending more than I remember the beginning, obviously, because, kind of remember an ending. So we're going to see. I'll probably give him, like I said, my phone while he's working tonight so he can listen to it. And then, because we tried to see, Audible used to let you loan books, I think at one point in time. Maybe that was Kindle, maybe it was Audible. I can't remember. I think when Audible wasn't owned by Amazon, I think you used to be able to loan someone a book for like a week or a short amount of time. And they don't do that anymore. So when I tried to send it to him, and it won't let you. It only gives you an introduction to the book, or like a intro, I guess just like an intro. It lets you listen to a little part of it. So we don't want to waste a credit on his account because he uses his credits a lot. I have credits, but I already own the book, so I can't buy another version of it. So I might be able to get him one, but why waste a credit? So I'll probably give him my phone or one of my devices to listen to overnight, and then he can listen to as much as he can before I go to work tomorrow, and then I will listen to it throughout the day. Kimberly says, I will listen again tomorrow on the drive to Houston. Nice. Susan hasn't finished the book yet either. Yeah, I think a lot of people haven't finished the book. It's been a, we did this, we tried to give time for people to have time to finish it. We gave like a month and a half or 2 months, I think, for this book. But it's been a very busy summer for a lot of people, right? And so I think that's just been, I think a lot of people have not actually gotten to finish it. So that's okay. Sorry, I have to reset my browser because there it is. Our website was not loading right on our computers, and I don't know why. The updates weren't updating, so I had to delete the website data. Hopefully it's not doing that for other people. It updated on my phone just fine, so that's good. So weird. But I was going to talk about today. Today is Thursday, right? Yes. So it was use coral or faux coral in your project today for Beat in the New Year Summer at the Beach edition. I have not gotten to the group much today. I posted in the group about the Root Baby adoption event, and I kind of post and ran. So I haven't seen if anybody used coral today, or if anybody did Wordplay Wednesday yesterday and made something that reflects the word lagoon. So I think a lot of people are busy working on the book club book project, which I should probably work on, because not only did I not reread the book, I haven't made my project yet. So we'll see how that goes too. I may be working on it with probably a lot of people in the actual meeting, which is fine, because then it's like a make along, and that's fine too. Rosanna says, let's see, I did a live showing my new sea glass beads, then took a walk on the beach, then drove up to Kalaloch in Olympics National Park. Nice. That's awesome. That's a good day. That's a really good day. Marianne is drooling over beads was most of what I accomplished today. Besides some reading, now I need a nap. And Marianne says, I have been to Kalaloch. And Susan's asking, when I was just about that, are you feeling better, Marianne? How are you feeling? I hope you're doing well. Sue says, I'm planning on doing the book club tomorrow, although I have not finished the book. I just couldn't get into it for some reason. It's a good book. I'm just not enthusiastic about the story. Yeah, someone, I forget who was it. Was it Anne? I can't remember. Somebody said they couldn't get into it for a while, and then they really got into it. It took them a while, though, to actually get into the book. And I know kind of it's a maybe slow going at first. I don't know. I have to say the book interested me kind of right from the beginning. I really like the story, and yeah, I mean, we'll talk about all that tomorrow, but yeah, it's okay if you didn't finish it. I'm sure a lot of people haven't finished it, but just remember, if you come to the meeting, expect spoilers if you didn't finish it, because sometimes we try and dance around the subject, but we're trying to make it, a real book club. So we're going to talk about the book and the ending and what people liked and didn't like about it. So just know there will probably be spoilers if you come, but we do hope you make it. Marion says, at least one person did something with coral. Donna, I think. Oh, nice. Nice. Susan does have the book club project fleshed out, though. Won't be finished by tomorrow, though. That's okay. Work on it in the meeting. That's probably what I'll be doing. Kim says, I wanted our library book group to read the book. Same night as craft group. Great meeting of minds, but all copies were checked out. More popular than I realized. That's interesting. because the book isn't, we picked this one. It is an older book. Some people couldn't even get it at their library, I guess, because there were no, because it's an older book. I mean, it's not that old, but wow, I guess people liked it. That's good. Marion's is about the same. I hack first thing in the morning and then off and on all day. That's what being sick does to you, right? Hopefully it does get better for you. Spoilers don't bother me, says Susan. That's good. Me either, generally, because I will forget. You can talk about something around me and I will forget it and go ahead and read the book with pleasure then. It's just the way it is. Anne says, that was me who said I couldn't get into it at first, but in the end, I really liked it. I keep thinking about it. Yeah, I think it's one of those books that if you do get through it, like there are a lot of things to think about in the book. And I do think, I think the story is a little slow going at times, maybe, but I don't know. I kind of enjoy those. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I also listened to it. I started reading it, and I read a good portion of it, maybe half of it, before we started listening to it together, because we were on a road trip or something. And that's what we do oftentimes in the car. So, I feel like sometimes when you listen to something, I feel like it's more like a TV show or it's like a podcast. Sometimes it's easier to get into the story if you have a good reader. Um, and I think this one had a good reader. So, yeah, I really kind of got into it. Vicky says, I hope you continue to get better, Marianne. Um, uh, let's see here. Boop, boop, boop. Did I miss somebody? Oh, I did. I missed Susan's. Susan was talking about Susan. I was like, I didn't hear anything about pancakes. Um, I had an art play date, says Susan, with a friend this afternoon, and then went to a pancake dinner at a friend's house as a thank you for taking care of their cats, Pancake and Flapjack. That's cute. That's pretty cute. I like that idea. Um, and Susan says that pancake dinner sounds awesome, right? It does. Susan says it was a great dinner and I thought a perfect idea. Yeah, that's really a cute idea. That makes me think like the girls were all named after salads. And I don't know what kind of dinner a salad dinner would be, but that's funny. That's cute. Marion says there were a few slow moments at the beginning, but it got better. Yeah, like I don't know. I think I thought like right away the beginning was kind of tragic, right? Anyway, we'll talk about it. I don't want to talk about it too much here, but I was really surprised by how like quickly and deeply it got at the beginning. And then kind of moved on from that. And then there were parts that slowed down but I don't know. I kind of understood her character a little bit, I think. So I enjoyed it. Yeah. So that's that. What else did everybody eat today? I had burgers. I don't know if we're gonna have. I think we're probably gonna need more. We didn't make our caprese yet, and we now have some nice tomatoes for that. And I bought balsamic vinegar, so we'll make a nice reduction. And maybe we'll at least have that. We have mozzarella and tomatoes and basil and our balsamic reduction. So we'll at least have that probably a little bit later and as a snack. But I don't know if Andrew's going to make anything else or not. He's got a lot of work to do. That's why he's not here with us right now. He's downstairs working on the Root Baby adoption process and getting them ready for their new homes. So hopefully you'll like that. If you are on our Patreon, you got a bigger sneak peek than people on Facebook and people on our blog and on our website and in the email. So if you're on our Patreon, you got kind of a bigger sneak peek of the Root Babies. So, and thank you if you are there for signing up there and helping us out each month with with that kind of stuff. Susan says, I had a veggie burger for lunch, yogurt and blueberries for dinner. Nice. So we just had a veggie burger real quick right before the live. And I was really hungry. I don't know why. I had a little bit of a headache earlier. When it's really humid, I think I get headaches more often. And I don't know why that is. The heat isn't so much the big deal, but when it's the humid heat, I feel like I get headaches a lot. And so I had a headache today, and I ended up feeling like I really needed to eat, because normally I wouldn't eat before the live most of the time. Kim says, I'm so impressed with Andrew's homemade paper process. Yeah, he did a really nice job with his paper. I helped him iron some of it, and it's really nice paper. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. He's done amazing things with paper before. I don't know if you all remember the flying bird, the flying birds that he did out of the paper he made once. It was a 2-color paper. So he made, I think it was a white paper and a blue paper that he made. And he used one, he cut out the bird, I think, in the blue, and then pushed it on top of the white paper, and the bird popped through. Like, they were really nice. They were about, I think, this big. And I'm just doing it from memory because I don't think we have any. Somewhere at one point we had some, but I don't have any up here. But it was like pushing the paper through the other paper, so it was almost like embossed through. It was really nice, and he tried selling those, and I don't think we really sold a lot of them. Some of y'all out there may have one, but that was kind of, he worked really hard on those, and then they barely sold at all. And I think it took the wind out of his sails for paper making for a while, but he's back at it. We have a lot of weeds and grasses that we're cutting and pulling out of flower beds, and so he used a lot of that in his paper making. Vicky had tostadas, nice and easy. Tostadas are easy. What's the tostada? I haven't had one of those in a long time. I'm like, those are easy to make? I get, okay. Now that I'm looking at them. I guess if you already have the tostada, the corn piece already made, right? Even, I guess some people make those from scratch. Somebody does. I don't do that. I haven't had a tostada in a long time, actually. Those are kind of cool. I've kind of forgot about those. I'm looking at pictures of them all right now. They're all so pretty. Pretty much like an open-faced taco, right? I think I used to get those. Did I used to get those from Chi-Chi's? Anybody remember? Did you all have Chi-Chi's around you? And also maybe tostadas from, did Taco Bell used to have tostadas, or do they? I don't know what they have now. They have some vegetarian, but we don't go there very often. We didn't know they had vegetarian for a long time. And then Andrew had a friend who showed the secret menu, and you can get vegetarian stuff. I think since then it's become not so secret. Some of them they've published, but some you had to ask for, and they would have them and do them for you if you did. But yeah, that is, my day has been hectic, a little bit wild, and very here and there. Like I said, I drove back and forth to the cottage a number of times today. I was looking for something, and I was going to run up to Johnstown to see if I left it in the store because I wanted it and needed it for something. And just about when I was like, okay, because I was thinking I'm going tomorrow. But I was like, it would be really nice if I had this today. And I could not find it. And then I sat down at my desk and I moved. I have yellow envelopes on my desk for when I do packing and shipping. And I had the yellow envelopes set near the printer. And I picked up the yellow envelopes and it was right under the yellow envelopes. And it's like, oh, thank goodness, I found it. So I didn't have to run up to Johnstown on a special day, which was good because that would be even more running. Yeah, it was quite the day. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. Hey, Laura, thanks for joining us. As I just burned my mouth on some spicy pasta and now contemplating adding Greek honey yogurt. Ooh, nice. Len says I have chi-chis all day, every day. What's that about? What's that about? That's something I'm not. That's a joke I'm not getting, I think. Um, Laura says chi-chi's ice cream, so much cheese. What? The I used to love their frozen ice cream. Um, our Mexican restaurant here in town does the frozen ice cream or the fried ice cream. Fried ice cream. Um, frozen ice cream. Of course, it's frozen. They do the fried ice cream. And I actually forgot about that. I haven't had it in a while. We need to go down there and patronize them. But it's so good every once in a while. And I usually get mine with honey. They serve it with honey, with chocolate, or with caramel, I think. And I usually get honey on mine, and it's super rich. But it's so good. It's so good. Kim's making veggie tuna pasta salad for tomorrow's craft circle. That'll be my dinner tonight. Nice. It's good when you do that, right? When you're making a bunch for someone and then you make sure you make yourself a little portion for the evening. Good job. Good job. I've done things like that where I've made stuff for the next day or made stuff for an event, and then I forgot to make like enough to have a portion for myself. Yeah, yeah, I've done that. And then you're like, you just cooked all day, and then you have nothing. Like sometimes, because I'll make lasagna a lot, and I'm like, I'm making this big lasagna, and I'm thinking about the next day, and then you realize like you can't take a portion of the lasagna out of the pan because people are going to know you took a portion of lasagna, and I didn't make it. Now I make a small little pan full for us usually when I do it. I've also got used to doing it just the day of, if I can, the day of the event. That way, when I'm thinking about it and I'm hungry for the lasagna that I've been making all morning, I can have it at the event later that day. Kimberly made Alfredo. Nice. Laura says the cheese comment was from the plates of entrees. The fried ice cream was fabulous. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yep. Chi-Chi's was good. I feel like, I don't know. I think toward the end, maybe it wasn't as good if I remember. But we used to, like, my family, we didn't have a lot of money to go out and do stuff. We mostly ate in most of the time, but every once in a while we splurge and we go to a place like Chi-Chi's and um, or Denny's and Chi-Chi's. Every once in a while, like a Ponderosa or a Haas's, but that was like somebody is having a birthday and they specifically picked that place for a celebration. And then you better believe you're getting the salad bar and filling up as much as you can on that, is like that kind of thing. Um, but every once in a while we go to Chi-Chi's and and have something. And I always like I don't think I rarely got the fajitas, but we always loved watching as kids the fajitas come out because they were always sizzling. All the stuff was sizzling in the pan as it would come out to the table. But I don't think we got that often because you had to put the stuff together yourself. We were like, let's just let them put it together. Um, let's see. Oh, Cindy's here. Hello, Cindy. Missed you over there. Thank you for joining us. Kimberly made Alfredo. Um, Cindy's saying we're having a tri-tip and tomato salad. Tri-tip, is that steaks? Is that beef? Tri-tip. Len says we had cheese, mushroom, and spinach pizza. That's good. Was it homemade pizza? Did Poopy make homemade pizza or did you order? Marion says cheese and ice cream is fairly common, but they also serve fish ice cream on the coastal ferry in Norway. I don't eat fish anymore, but I wouldn't have been like I could try fish ice cream maybe. Why not? But not now because I don't eat that meat. Cindy says apple pie with cheese. Heck yeah. Somebody else mentioned that above that I missed it. Apple pie with cheese is delicious. Susan says that does not sound appetizing, Marianne. Marianne says, I love a good aged cheddar with apple pie. Marianne says, no, it doesn't, Susan. Not popular, I am thinking. I would try it. You know, there are some things in the world that I'm probably never, ever going to try, right? Especially now that I don't eat meat. There's a lot of weird meat stuff out there. But just in general, like I've never had like we have we had friends, people we knew in a group that we were in, that they had a business making crickets and selling crickets in all different flavors. Um, and you know, I have no desire to eat them. Not, hey, I've heard they're very good. I've heard they're when they're flavored, especially, they're good. I've heard they're nice and crunchy, all that good stuff. Um, I'm not eating live things, so I'm not going to eat them anyway. But I'm just have had no desire to eat an insect of any sort. Um, and but some things like fish ice cream, I give that a try. Why not, right? You know, it's ice cream. I like fish. I like ice cream. Put it together. You know, a lot of people do put like, isn't there a fish that you put sour cream on? I think that's a thing somewhere. So is it that different from that, really? Maybe, maybe not. Um, it's definitely different than like, I don't think I'd like put it in a waffle cone, but you know, yeah. Vicky says fajitas always come with their own applause. I know, right? I know. Marianne's eating the same things as yesterday. Wasn't that some butter on crackers? Wasn't that yesterday? Susan says yuck. I know. Vicky says just don't eat the golden beetle. I know, right? I know. Uh, Kathy says tuna noodle with mushrooms and peas casserole and homemade lemon bars. Ooh, nice. I hope those lemon bars are better than the other lemon bars. I think Marianne had some lemon bars the other day, but you haven't had homemade ones. I'm sure they're better. I think Marianne. I think that was Marianne, right? You had to throw out your lemon bars because they were too chemically tasting. But tuna noodle and mushroom pea casserole. I loved a good tuna noodle casserole when I ate meat. I loved tuna. Like, it's good stuff. I do miss some casseroles because we don't eat meat, but we have found other ways. Andrew makes good food, and he makes us some casseroles. And we don't miss that stuff once you find something else, right? I still miss it a little bit. Smoked salmon with capers and cream cheese. Yeah, right. So that's a fish and a cheese. So you can do that. It's only a little bit of a hop to ice cream, fish ice cream, right? Marion says on the video I was watching, both hosts tried it. Steve thought it was awful, and Alicia thought it was just okay. Yeah, I'm not saying that it would be something that would become my favorite ice cream, but I would try that. You know, at least back when I ate fish, I would try that. But there's some things like I'm not going to eat insects. I wouldn't have done that before probably anyway. Um, I don't know, like, what do they call them? What, 1,000-year-old eggs? Not eating that. Sorry, not going to do it. I forget the name of it, the actual name. I'm not eating that. That's like a semi-formed, I think are they ducks? Semi-formed crunchy, semi-crunchy. Not going to do that. It's okay if you like that. That's your thing. That's something I never, ever, even when I ate meat, would be like, oh, let's give that a try. Marianne says it was lemon cookies. Okay. Lemon cookies, not lemon bars. Century eggs. Yeah, but there's the actual name for it. What are they actually called? There's another name. No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. That's not the right thing. Century egg is different. There's a different one, and now I can't think of it. The other one is, I think, from the Philippines. I'm thinking of, what am I thinking of? Now this is where I need Andrew. 1,000-year-old eggs is one of my, balut. Yes, balut. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, because the 1,000-year-old egg is a different thing. That I don't know, that I might consider. Laura says it's one of her favorite things, and not semi-formed anything you're thinking of. Yeah, balut. Balut is what I'm thinking of. And that is not anything for me to try. Yeah, no thank you. So I might not be spelling it correctly. Vicky says balut. Yeah, that's it. And I have no desire. If you look up balut, just be warned. If you don't know what it is. Yeah. So, but those are all delicacies in other places in the world, and that's fine, right? Then there is surströmming. Not eating that either, says Marianne. Let me look that up. Surströmming. Surströmming, lightly salted, fermented Baltic Sea herring, traditional Swedish cuisine. It is distinct from fried or pickled herring. I was going to say, I've had pickled herring, and I like that a lot. But I've never had surströmming. Never had that. So I don't know. It's fermented fish. Kimberly says, I've seen that on Survivor. What's been on Survivor? The surströmming or the balut? Ooh. I used to I watched Survivor, but I never watched it in any type of like serious way. Like if it were on when I had the TV on or whatever, I would sometimes watch it. I think maybe Anne says, oh, gross. I should not have looked up balut. You warned us. I did try. Um, it's like I said, it's a delicacy for other people, and that's fine. I'm not going to yuck their yum if you like it. But for one, I don't eat. That's alive enough for me. There comes a point when it's been fertilized. That egg, that's alive. That's one of those things that partially formed. Laura says, I'm Japanese and I've eaten some truly crazy things, but not going to eat balut. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. But I know, there are people out there, I'm sure, that love it. I'm sure. It wouldn't be a thing if people weren't eating it, right? Mary says, I also like pickled herring. Yeah, I used to eat pickled herring a lot. I was introduced to it by a friend, and I had never had it before. And our local grocery store had it, and it probably was not the best, but they had it. And I remember I used to eat it quite a lot. And then I went through a phase where I ate a lot, and then I just kind of stopped eating it. And I don't know why. I really liked it, but I stopped eating it pretty much altogether. Biggie says, I want to try fried herring, but in a landlocked state. Yeah. Probably want a little more fresh, right? A little more fresh. I don't know. I was getting the pickled herring in the grocery store, but probably a different thing. Probably okay because it's pickled. It's fine. But yeah, so wow, now see, you never know where an Allegory Gallery live chat is going to go. That's the fun thing about these. We never know what's going to happen or what's going to be talked about. But yeah, I don't even know how we got on that. I'm just asking people what was for dinner, right? I don't know. But yeah, so that's life today. I have a mix of things tonight. I don't know how tonight's gonna go, if you're all gonna like it. I have a mix of things. I found some bags of kind of lampwork glass, and it's not by anybody in particular, but I figured I'd make some little maybe lots on the fly with them, and see if people want those. And I found some fun stuff here and there that I don't know. It's kind of odds and ends like, and I don't know. We'll see, but hopefully you'll like them. I'm going to try and give you good prices on everything, or what I think are good and fair prices. We have a lot of stuff that is hard to sell on a live, and it's hard to sell like on the website. Like it may be bags of like not used, but like partially, where strands were partially used and we just have a few of the beads left. And strands of like, not even strands, but maybe like bags of seed beads of mixed variety. And there's all this stuff. And Andrew and I were talking about things like, it's not stuff that we're ever probably going to like sort out to actually try to sell, because it's not worth the time to like try to sort them out individually or in any way, other than possibly doing boxes, like mystery boxes, surprise boxes. And we're trying to think of like something like, we're playing around with like almost like yard sale boxes, like the stuff. It would be such a weird mix of stuff, and you would not know what you're going to get. There might be quarter strands of stuff, or it's kind of like that. And I don't know if people would be interested in that. Would you all be interested in that? Because like I said, it's all good stuff. It's just sometimes it's been like we used part of a strand and the rest of it was thrown into a bag, and then we're going to throw those bags into with other things, and there might be some lamp work thrown in, or some just beads from who knows where in the world thrown in, like just things that are mixed up, and vintage stuff. But we don't want to like sit through and pick through each individual box, or some of them are in boxes, some of them are in bins, some of them are in, and to actually sort through it and try to make up anything like we do a lot to sell on the live would be difficult. So we're looking at ways that we can get some of that stuff out, because it is good stuff. It's just not easily sold in a way like we can separate it out and say, this is this, this is this. It might be a whole mix of, it's not like a luxury bead blend, but in some ways it is, except we didn't make it, and it's a bead blend of a bead mix of some sort, that kind of stuff. Bead soup mixes, kind of, Marianne, it'd be kind of like that. It wouldn't be the kind of, it's not going to uphold to like Andrew's normal standards necessarily on when he makes a luxury bead blend, which is why we call them a luxury bead blend, because there's a very particular theme that he has going through it, or a thought process for it. So it would be something like that. Susan says, I don't know. I prefer to pick out my own stuff. Yeah, if you're not into mystery boxes, or like Anne says, a grab bag could be fun. If you're not into mystery boxes and grab bags, it's not for you. It's not going to be for you anyway. I know that. But this is stuff that we pretty much have sitting around in boxes and bins, and we just it's there for when we need to pick through it and use it. Sometimes we use it in our projects and stuff, but we have a lot of it, and we would rather it find homes where people might actually use it more, than us trying to, just have it here for us. So maybe some sort of a grab bag like that, um, something like that. I don't know. Um, let's see here. I know Laura said something. What's funny is my Jewish father will eat crazier things than me. When we traveled to Inner Mongolia, I tapped out, but he ate everything. He disappointed so many other Chinese scientists who wanted his fish eyes. Yeah, I don't know. I know people eat fish eyes. I think we had to, in what grade was it? I think it was second grade. In second grade, I'm pretty sure. In second grade, we had somebody come in and dissect a sheep's eye in front of us for part of whatever health lesson or whatever it was. Um, and that kind of terrified me. So I don't think I'd be eating any eyes, but good for him. Good for him. Um, and Laura says you can also thrift some nice glass containers that you can fill and sell sealed. Goodwill does that, and they always sell out. Yeah, I don't like. We could get a little fancy. We're trying to do it where it's not necessarily fancy at all. We don't want it to people to think they're fancy in any way. We don't want, anything like that. Um, we just want them to be kind of a surprise, maybe. Um, like Andrew used to do when we did the D stash before, he would do lots of curated things. So each lot was a curation of things. And even that would be difficult to do, but it would be kind of like that, like just bundled together and thrown in a bag or something. I don't know. Um, or maybe we do boxes, like our small flat rate boxes full of stuff like that. And like I said, it might be vintage stuff. It might be stuff. It's not stuff like usually we try and theme our boxes. It's not going to be a theme at all, other than like vintage, like leftovers, or I don't know, I don't know what we would even call it, to try and describe the box. But normally we theme it. There wouldn't be a theme. This is just like grabbing stuff that we have that, like I said, we keep it for ourselves to use, but it's become this massive amount of stuff, that we have, and it's taking up space. And it would be nice for us to recoup some of our expenses on it and get it out, like I said, to people who are actually going to use it, instead of us just sitting on it for a long time and trying to like keep moving it from place to place whenever we reorganize stuff. So if you think something like that might be fun, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear your ideas on that. Anne said, I think a grab bag would be fun. Kim says, mystery grab bag would be fun, or a grab box, right? Yeah, it's something like that. Um, of course, we price it to the point where we thought it was priced really fairly for y'all. Um, Usually, our boxes, you get twice as much value as we charge, is how we do that. So, um, whatever we charge for it, what we estimate the retail price to be and what we would charge retail wise is normally twice. And that's what we always try and do with our mystery boxes and our treasure boxes that we have. But my hair is just like going wild today. Um, so yeah, so that's what we've been thinking about. That's another thing that might pop up here or there somewhere sometime soon, if we decide to do it. And the reason that's on my mind is I guess um, there's this giant yard sale coming through Ligonier. Um, I don't know if it's I don't know if we're allowed to be like, I just noted it happened so fast. Maybe Susie, if you're still watching, if you know. So they're doing a county-wide, I think, a county-wide, or all of the Allegheny area, mountain area is doing a yard sale. And I guess it's coming up Route 30. And so Ligonier, downtown at least, and at certain points around Ligonier are doing big kind of yard sale things. I don't know if, because normally we have to get a permit to have a yard sale, I believe. Um, and it's happening this weekend. So there's going to be this giant town-wide yard sale, I guess, happening that I just heard that the chamber, this is the first time I saw an email about it, was today. So I don't know if they sent out any emails before that or not, but it's this weekend. And I don't know if we can take part in it, if we're allowed just to set up stuff. I'm not going to be here because I'm going to be at the shop, but it might be worth me taking off the weekend again from the shop and setting up a yard sale in our yard. But that's why I was thinking about these boxes again, because Andrew and I had talked about it the other night, and we called them kind of like yard sale boxes, or something like that. And that's kind of the idea, is just that it would be like a very big surprise. Laura says, I did that with paper lunch bags at the shows. Yeah, something like that. Like, we want to, I don't know. We just want people to be able to get good stuff that we're not using, and but have like no expectation that it's going to be like, if you've gotten our mystery boxes or treasure boxes before, treasure hunt boxes, they're pretty nice, I think. They might not always have the things that you necessarily want or expect, but I think if you look at the overall quality of them, they're pretty well curated, and especially for the price. And I think we do a good job putting them together. I mean, if I say so myself, right? And these ones that we're talking about would not be those. They would be kind of a very mishmash box of stuff. But I think that can also be fun if you're into that. So we'll see. We might do something like that soon. Anyway, enough chit chatting from me. I hope y'all continue to chit chat in the comments, though, because that helps other people see that we're live. The more comments we get, the more people join into the lives. That's always the case. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. If you're on YouTube, if you're out there on Facebook, please also hit the like, hit love, whatever you can do. And please share this video with your friends. It means a lot to us when you share. I'm going to take a drink. We're going to flip the camera. We're going to take a look at some stuff. Ooh, that was a little bit of a different. Scared myself for a second. I normally I do cran grape for my juice water. Normally I use cran grape juice to flavor my water, and or sometimes cran pineapple. But today I got cran apple, and I very rarely get it, and I was a little bit shocked. There was a different taste, but it's good. It's good. I don't know why I don't normally get cran apple most of the time, but I don't. All right. I'm going to turn this off because I'm sitting here like, oh, I'm cold, and then I'm not doing anything about it. Did anybody else do anything fun today? Have any fun doing anything? Sorry, I needed another drink. I wasn't quite ready. The computer's asking me to do things. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Mentioned about that. The Root Baby Adoption event at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Nice. Yeah, it was Dawn. I was just checking the group. Donna made the summer edition day 9. Use coral in your project. Nice. And I think so far that's the only day 9 one that I'm seeing. Some pretty stuff out there since I've last checked. So thank you all for keeping up and doing all that. All right, let's see here. Today's lots, we're starting the alphabet backwards now. We went forwards and now I need new lot numbers. So we're going backwards. We're almost ready to go to ABC again. And I'm not ready for ABC again. Because that messes up. If they're too close, I date everything, but if they're too close, sometimes I get confused. So we're going to go backwards in the alphabet. ZYX. I'm going to start with ZYX today. And let's see. If you are new and you don't know how to claim, it's going across here, but I'm going to go over this one time here at the beginning of the sale. So we give you a lot number paper. We're very high tech here, right? ZYX1 will give you a price. And then in this corner, sometimes we'll write a number. If we write a number, that's how many of that item we have available at that price. If you'd like to claim, open your email, put in the subject line of your email this number, the ZYX123. We'll probably go to 30 or 40 tonight. Put that in the subject line of an email. If you want more than one, if it's available, put ×3, for example. Send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. info@allegorygallery.com. It's easiest if you add us to your contact list, or if you write that down somewhere and then copy it so then you can paste it into your email real fast. info@allegorygallery.com. And then send us your email. Everything that we show you tonight is first come, first serve in whatever quantities we have it. If you do send us an email and you get it, you're the first to get it, second to get it, whatever it is, you are promising that you will take it. There's no claiming everything and then saying, oh, I just want number 2 and number 16. That's a good way to get kicked out of the club. Don't do that. Claim only the things you want. If you need to know if you got something, you can ask me in the comments of this video and I will let you know. But otherwise, we don't tell anybody who got what because it's nobody's business but yours. That's one of the few reasons that we use email instead of in the comments. Don't need anyone else tracking your purchases or looking at what you're buying. And if we asked for comment claims, people would be able to see that. That's one of the reasons we don't do it that way. There are many others, a few others, but you must send us an email to claim. You can ask questions about the products in the comments, though. If I forget to give you a size, or if you miss when I do give you the size, or you want to see something closer, or you want to see number 1 with number 16, you can ask us that in the comments. But if you are claiming it, you must send us an email. I will invoice via Square at the end of the night and send that invoice out. If you are watching this in a replay, you can claim anything in a replay for up to about 48 hours or so at least. So you can watch videos from 2, 3, even 4 days ago probably is fine. And we'll be able to still have those sorted out and find everything for you. All right. And I think that's it. So let's get on with the show. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I will try to answer if I can, or I will direct you to send an email if I need you to send an email about it. All right. This is $12. This is a vintage Czech glass strand. There is only one of these left. Vintage Czech glass. We get this from our supplier of vintage Czech. It is new old stock, as they call it, NOS. I don't know if they call that, if they use that in the we used it in the British car parts supplier industry. NOS, new old stock. That means it's new, but it is not currently made. Vintage stuff, new old stock, never been used. It's not like we grabbed this from someone's project and stranded it together. These are vintage, new, and these are a unique shape. I think it's a cool shape for Czech glass, kind of a bicone with those series of lines through it. with the finish on there. And these beads are approximately 10 millimeters by 15, 10 by 15 millimeters. One strand left of those only. ZYX1. And as we go through, I will let you know if things sell out as best as I can. Sometimes I miss them, but I will let you know and we'll take it away. That way, everybody knows they cannot claim that one anymore. Let's see here. I'm gonna do $6 on this. This is one of these weird things that I found today. It's a leather strap that has a pattern on it on both sides, and it has snaps. So I figured people could use that for a lot of different things. But there's one of them. The strap width is about 6 millimeters. The length, when they're closed, whoops, if I do it this way, because we always give length in inches, is about 13 inches. About 13 inches. And I just thought that was a cool thing. And there's one of those available, just the one. And somebody sent an email with just ZYX, no number. I know which one it is, so I'm going to take that away because you did give a description, but please make sure to put the number. Excuse me. ZYX1 has sold. Somebody forgot to put the one though. Somebody did that yesterday too. Let's see here. Number 2 has sold multiple times, so thank you so much. The wrist strap almost looks like it's from a wrist wallet, says Susan. It could be. I don't know what it's from, but I think it's a cool thing. I found it, and I said I'm going to sell it. So there it is. I think it's nice for $6. I think that's a good deal, and that has sold out. Thank you so much. All right. ZYX. Not one. Boy, ZYX3. See, now I'm putting the wrong number because I'm talking to people about putting the wrong number. Let's see here. And let's see what else is going on here. Come on. I don't know that this is tied off. It isn't. It is? It is not. See, I knew it. That's what I thought. Let me tie this off. Is that good enough? Nope. I should have done this the other way. Okay. And these are really cute. ZYX3. Let's do those at, these at $5. These I found, I don't know. These are, I don't know what material. I think they're a plastic. They almost feel like a rubbery plastic. It's almost kind of a rubbery plastic, but they're cute little faces. Like a little, I don't know. There's a little frowny face, and it's like a kissy eye and a heart and a little frowny face again and a smiley face. And they're just super adorable. I'm trying to look. Yeah, this one's a little bit, there's a little bit of a thing in that one. Something happened to that one. But they're like a soft, almost like a soft rubbery plastic. I just thought they were really cute. I didn't even notice that was there. Let me out here. Let's do it for $4. $4 for those since there's one that's damaged. I think the price was good anyway, but I didn't notice that before. They're about 12 millimeters. ZYX 3. Emoticon beads. Yeah, they are kind of, right? They're like emojis. They are like emojis. They're super cute. So I don't know, $4. We've just sold those too. So let's put those away. Thank you so much. I remembered my bag of bags today, y'all. And let's see here. ZYX4. And this is a vintage glass. I'm going to do this. This is a big strand. Let's do it for 20. I was going to say 24. Let's do it for 20. Anne says, did I get 3? Yes, you did, Anne. You got 3. Few people tried for it. You got it. You were the first. All right. This is a strand of these vintage cobalt. I don't know from where. It's a little bit, they're a little bit dusty. It's a vintage strand. But they're all different kinds of drops. So there's like some bigger drops, there's some smaller ones, there's some pointy drops and some less pointy drops. There's some little drops over here. It's like a whole strand of these cobalt vintage glass beads. And they're all mixed up. And there's one strand available, $20. It's a lot of glass for $20. And it says, yay, I have a dress those will match. Awesome. I'm glad that somebody's going to get them that's going to use them and knows what they want to do with them. But this is a really long strand. It is 16-inch strand of vintage cobalt glass. And there are drops, like I said, and you can see there's all different. I say all different. There's like 3 different sizes, I think. There's the smaller ones, the medium ones, and the pointier large ones. May's here, popping in and out, cooking dinner. Susan says, what's for dinner? Hi, May. Yeah, what's for dinner, May? We've all talked about our dinner so far. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this back. I don't know why I should. ZYX, ZYX. I just need that. I just need to write that. Oh, I brought these home. One moment, everybody. I'm going to go down and see if Andrew did get a black light, because I have something here that I want to check, because the price on it leads me to believe that, and there's a slight green color to it that I think it's going to glow, but I have to check. And I meant to bring that up. So sorry, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep the comments going. Okay, everybody. I got a black light. And and it's nice. Okay. Nobody bought 4 while I was gone. You don't like the cobalt glass? All right. So we had a few strands of this, something like this the other day. And I don't think those ones glowed under the black light. These ones definitely do. The price on these is more. They were 32. I'm going to do them for 30 for y'all. That was the old price on them. And it's these. So if you remember, we had some of this peachy glass the other day in 2 different styles. And I think they were like $16 and $18 or something like that a strand. These are more. I don't know that it's longer, but can you see there's some green in there? And that's why I wanted to look at it, because these, there's like 1 or 2 on here that, but these glow under the black light like crazy. These are so nice. These are vintage glass strands. Look at them lighting up. And they're a pink, peachy pink color. And you can see a little bit of the green. And when I light them up here, I can see they are like, it's hard to see on camera. They are like a mixed, you can see that like that one has like half green in it. So there's like swirls of green throughout them. The strand itself is 16 inches, and the I'm going to call them faceted rondelles are 7 millimeters. 7 millimeters. So we have 1 strand of that available. I have to price it at 30. The old price on that was a little bit more, and that was a long time ago. It's both pink glass, which back then was probably made with some gold, and also it's got the Vaseline glass in it. So it's a little bit more, but it's very nice. And just on its own, they're like super sparkly. And I know we sold out the other 2 strands of it real quick, but I don't think they didn't have the green kind of glow, and they were priced a little bit lower because of that. But anyway, they're worth it if you like that kind of style. If you like that Vaseline glass stuff. Thai curry, says May. Ooh, it usually turns out, but it's a lot of cutting of veggies. Yeah. Yeah. Susan says that was like me and our super salads yesterday. Lots of veggie chopping. Nice. All right. Let's see here. Next up. Next up, another one that I think if I take this, I don't want this on it. Oh, good. It is tied. I was like, this is not going to be tied. If I pull too hard, it's going to come completely off. Nope. All right. This is a vintage crystal strand, and it is ZYX 6. It is $8 only, vintage crystal, this bright gold crystal. It's a long strand of it. Crystal faceted rounds. I think this is at least a 16-inch. This is bigger. This is a 22-inch strand. 22-inch strand of 8 millimeter crystal rounds. Susan says that's so pretty. Aren't they pretty? Everything's pretty. Oh, we have sold 4 and we have sold 5. Thank you so much. Both of those have sold. I'm going to put them away. Just got a flush of emails coming in, so must have updated the email. Thank you, thank you. Y'all are helping me keep the table clean today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's nice when the table stays clean. That means we can put a little money aside for Andrew's trip. in addition to the drop tomorrow, the Root Baby adoption event. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 beads. We have these vintage check. 10 beads they were $15 for the strand, which it's a long strand. We'll do them for 10. And so it would be a strand like that big. $10. Higher price again because it is glowy. All right, it's got that Vaseline glass vintage check. And in person, it's purpley and green. Purpley green glass. The shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hexagon shape. And they are about close to 23 or 20, let's say 23 millimeters by about 7. That's 7. That's an old number oftentimes. A lot of things in 7 millimeters back then. All right, that's ZYX7. I can't get it right. I'll be surprised if I don't change lot numbers in my slips halfway through this. So all of you out there who are fighting the emails to write ZYX, I feel you today. All right. This is a little strand of pink opal pebbles. I'll do them for $6. It's just a cute little strand. Pink opal pebbles. And one strand of those. And it is about 8 millimeters by 10. 8 by 10 millimeter pebbles. Lynn says, do those glow? Do what glow? We've sold one of the 7s. Are you talking about 7? Yeah, I did show. You may have missed it. They glow. They glow real good. One of them is sold. We've just got one of them left. Thank you. The pink opal do not glow. They're not fluorescent. They don't fluoresce. Let's see here. Next up, let's see here. ZYX9. We had these in another color the other day, and I can't remember if we sold out of them or not. But we just sold 8. Thank you so much. Marion says lots of jets flying around tonight. Huh. Let me put 8 away since that is now sold. Thank you. Oh, we've just sold the other 7. Thank you so much. I'm going to put those away then. Whoa, get in there. All right, those are now going away. And this is 9. 9 are these 2-hole vintage check glass beads. There are 2 strands of these available. Susan says, love the Vaseline glass. I know, right? Me too. So much fun. All right, 2-hole vintage check glass. And so some of the vintage white glass actually reacts to UV. I never knew that until I found some. Yeah, there's a lot. There are more colors than just green that definitely react. I mean, we have a lot of stuff, and every once in a while we just take the black light around the collection, and it's amazing the different things that light up that you wouldn't expect it to light up. Um, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. Um, Kim says, I think I bought 7 before. I don't think I knew that they glowed. Hopefully they'll be in tomorrow's package. We have had them before, yes. I'm thinking this is the last of them, because they're not on a strand anymore. We used to have them on strands. Okay, these, let me see. We used to have them for $1.50 each, but I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them left. So what would that be? 3, 6, 7.50. ZYX 10. Instead of 7.50, let's do them for 7. And these are these vintage crackle glass beads. Vintage crackle glass, and I don't think they glow. When do they glow? No, no glowing. No glowing, no glowing, no glowing there. But they're super cool. We were selling for $1.50 each, down to just the last few of them. And so that's ZYX 10. Laura says, realized I submitted XYX. Oh, it's fine. I don't. So here's the truth. Here's the truth. If we are doing a live and you send me during this live requests for a live previous to this, it's a very good possibility you are going to get whatever that number is in this current live. Because when I go through the spreadsheet real quick at the end of the night, I go through it quickly at the end of the night, assuming that pretty much everything being sold in that amount of time, that hour and a half or 2 hours that we do this, is going to be for tonight's stuff. So it has happened before that people have had to write to me and be like, that was for yesterday's, because I don't actually look very hard at the first 3 letters, as long as they look close enough to what, because I also know that spell check changes letters for people too. Like ZYX means nothing, but spell check might change it to something else. And so I don't look too hard. I'm mostly looking that it looks close enough, and then I'm looking at the number. So if you put, like Laura says, she put XYX, and I see it now. I didn't even notice it until you said it. XYX, it's gonna get through for tonight. So yes, you got that. You were the first one to get 2. Susan says, I have some Fenton glass cats that react to UV light, both green and other colors like orange and amber, blue too. Yeah. Yep. Len says, I'm checking everything too. I separate all the uranium and cadmium beads. Nice. Marion says, we do have an Air Force base fairly close. They might be practicing for a snowbird flyover next week. Nice. All right, let's see here. See, how are we on 11 already? How does that happen? This is a little kit that Andrew put together once upon a time. People were asking for coordinate, like they wanted, like we used to do in the old D-Stash days. So he did a few lots like that one time, and this is one of the ones that are left. So you get this, which I am not sure if this is real turquoise or not. My guess is It's probably dyed, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure because it looks pretty nice. But I think it's dyed. I could be wrong. Sometimes I just have to go by the price. And he priced this. I don't feel like it's priced high enough to be real. And then this is dyed. This is a faux turquoise. And you get that strand of drops. And then this is a coral, but I believe that it's an extra dyed coral. Extra dyed coral. It looks a little bit too red. So, but you get the nice big strands of those, and you get the nice big strand of those, and you get that. And this is how we used to do the D stash. It was all curated lots like that. And so somebody asked, they were like, we missed that. So he did it. And this is one of the ones that's left over. He had it at 24. I'm going to drop it down even a little lower at $20 for all three of those items together. ZYX 11. ZYX 11. Laura says, what does cadmium look like? Isn't it red? Doesn't it glow red? I think cadmium glass glows red, if I'm not mistaken. Or orangey colored, something like that. Let's see here. We just sold one of 9. Thank you so much. These 2-hole beads are really cool. I don't think I gave you the dimensions on those, did I? About 22 by 10. Maybe I did. 22 by 10 with 2 holes. The holes are about 8 millimeters apart, if that helps anybody. Len says, yes, red. I thought so. These were 12. I'll drop the listing down to 10. ZYX 12. Whoa. This is a group of vintage check buttons. And they're all glass buttons. They're pink and white. They've got the glass shank on the back. They're in, I think, 3 different sizes. Yeah, you get 2 of the smallest ones, which are these. 2 of the medium ones, which are these. And then 1 of the larger ones, which is this one. In the pink and white. And the sizes on these are 15 millimeter, then 12 millimeter, then well, about 11 millimeter, 10 millimeter. Susan says, I have a Fenton shoe with a cat head that glows red under UV light. That might be the cadmium then, right? I'm gonna put 6 away. We're running out of room here. Nobody grabbed this. I'm surprised. This crystal, this golden crystal, throwing lights around my room. 1 strand available. I think we said it was a 22-inch strand. I think I have that. Only $8. $8. Normally the price would be higher on those. $8 for. Normally we do them at 7, but the strands are shorter. That's a longer strand, and so it's an extra buck. That's it. I've got 1 of those available, and I'm also going to put 9 away. We've sold 1 of those. I've still got 1 of those available. The 2-hole beads, leaving me with 1 strand again, y'all. Why y'all like to do that to me? 1 strand. 1 strand left. All right, I'm gonna move 10 down here. That's that crackle glass. I'm gonna move 11. That's this kit or mix or whatever you want to call it. And we move these check glass vintage buttons here. You get 2, 4, 5 buttons for $10. That's a good, it's a really good deal. How are you going to get 5 check glass buttons for $10 anywhere else? All right. ZYX. I know they're not for Marianne because they're pink, but they're really pretty. Let me check my junk mail just to make sure nobody went to junk. I don't know if I did that earlier today. Good. Nobody's there. Good. Okay, so I was going to do some lots of some various lampwork glass. And do I have various lampwork glass for y'all? Let's see here. Okay, this is going to be very strange lots, but it's okay. I'm going to do these $2 a bead, 3 beads, $6, ZYX 13. You're going to get this one. It's a large hole. You're going to get this one with kind of that frit all around it. And you're going to get this one with the cane work in it. 3 beads, $6, ZYX 13. And I'm going to do a few lots like this. Hopefully people like them. If people don't like them, we'll stop doing lots like this. But I figured we found some bags of, like I said, I found some bags of glass beads. And I figured we'd do them. And maybe people will like them. And again, take them off of our hands. Since I can barely curl my eye open, it's easy to ignore pink things, says Marianne. Nice. ZYX 14 are these. You get this big glass bead, and you get this one, and you get this one. ZYX 14, $6. There's some weird stuff in here, y'all. Let me see. That one doesn't look right. Jeez. ZYX 15, $6. You're going to get this blue one. Marianne says also typing is a problem. The blue, you get the yellow. Weird rock, says Susan. I thought so too, right? I like the weird stuff. And then this one. This almost looks like a foil glass of some sort somebody tried to do. And I don't know if these are old. I don't know if some of them are Venetian. I don't know if any of that stuff. I have no idea the provenance of some of these. We got some of these in some vintage buyouts we got. I don't know anything about them, which is why they're only $2 a bead, no matter what they are, $6 for the lot. Some of them may be worth more than that. Like if this is a Venetian bead, which I feel like it could be from what we saw when we were there, this could be $5 or $6 on its own, but this is what we're doing. May asked William, if I try to claim from a different device with a different email, will that mess up my claims in any way? No. Just make sure that I know it's you. Make sure you put in the email that it's you, so that I know. But no, it will not mess up anything. If you need me to send your invoice to a different email, then make sure I know that. But If you're just sending emails, just as long as I know it's you, I'll combine everything together for you. It doesn't look like people are liking these because nobody's buying any of these. So I'm going to do one more. And we'll see what happens. What do I got here? Okay. Okay. 16 are these three. You're going to get this one with a little bit of that kind of gold stone around it. That could be Venetian fruit. Like these could all be from different parts of the world. I don't know. And then you're going to get this one. So that group of three, ZYX. I keep wanting to say XYZ. ZYX 16, $6. And nobody's claiming any of these. So I'm going to stop doing these because it doesn't seem like people are interested. And I'm not going to keep going. People don't want them. I'm going to not do this bag of stuff either. Take that away. Or this bag of stuff. Maybe, well, maybe. These are very different. Maybe you'll like these ones. Let's try these. I think these are ceramic. ZYX 17. We'll do $6 on these too. I think they're ceramic. And they're these. Trying to see if that's glass or ceramic in there. I can't tell. I think they're ceramic. And these have holes that go through there. Oh, we did sell 15. You like the colored ones there. Okay. Let's see here. Put 15 away. Thank you so much. Somebody grabbing those. I like those. Those away. Okay. Let's see. Let's move this down. That means we can move these up to here. I think you can still see all those. And I have another little bag. These are different. ZYX 18. This bag's different than the other bags, so we'll do these and try these and see if you like those. These are these lampwork tube beads, kind of orange and red flowers on the white background. And these beads are about, that's inches, inch and a quarter, which is about 31 or so millimeters by about 13. ZYX 18. Up here. And let's see here. ZYX 19. These are a little bit bigger, a little bit more unique. Let's do $12 on this lot. This is a nice big lot. This would kind of coordinate with this lot if you wanted to. You get 2 of these large Lamport glass beads. You get 2 of the smaller ones. And then you get one of this kind of matte, these little drops, which I think would go nicely with those if you wanted to. So there's that. ZYX 19. Okay. All right. Move on from that, since we seem to be pausing there. There's something in here. I wanted to grab these. No, there it is. Like, I know there was another one in here. Okay. Let's put these away now. See, I start putting them away and then somebody grabs one. What am I supposed to do about that, y'all? Do you like them or not? I don't know. Thank you for grabbing it, though. 13 has been sold. We appreciate that. 13 is sold. Okay, let's move 14 over, 16 over, 17 over. Move 18 up here. Move 18 over. Okay. What I need is to cut this. So don't leave that over there. And ZYX20. $6 for the lot of these. These are these Lamport glass sandals. So sometimes it's hard to make up one's mind. I know there's always the thing you want to see them all, right? I know. I'm that way too. I get that FOMO if I don't see them all before I make, then I'm like, what if I miss out on the best one? These are Lamport glass little sandals. I thought they'd be great for a little beach theme stuff. ZYX20. We've just sold 18. Thank you so much. I'll put that one away. Can I find a small bag? I've got all these big bags in here. Oh, I'll throw it into a big bag. 18 has sold. 19 up here. Thank you, everybody. Glad you're enjoying the stuff tonight. Tried to find some fun stuff for you, some different stuff. These little sandals are approximately overall about 35 millimeters. They are all a little bit different because they're handmade, but we'll say 35 by about 12 millimeters. May says, did I get 18? You did, Manny. Yes, you got 18. Do you want 19 to go with it? Be a nice little accessory, a nice little combination. ZYX 21. All right. Let's do $8 on this. This is probably low, but this is some check glass lotus beads. They're these really pretty matte. They're kind of like a matte clear over top of a minty kind of green. Some of them are more opaque. Some of them have more of a transparent matte clear over top. Actually, No, it's one side over the other. One side is opaque. It has the minty green. The other side has the matte clear on top. You can see it that way. He says, I thought about it, but I'll see the rest of the lots first. I see what you're doing. And that's ZYX 21 Lotus vintage check. I think that's vintage. And these are 18 millimeter coins. $8 only. Probably should be like a $12 strand. I have to cut more paper here, y'all. Moment. Put a few more strips of our lot number paper. How's everybody doing? You okay out there? I have realized in cutting so much of this paper that my eyes see everything a little bit off. And I have to start, it's so weird. I have to start, like I pick where I think center is, and then I have to move over to the left a little bit. And then I'm cutting the paper in half. But if I cut where I think the half mark is, I am off. We've sold 21. Thank you so much. I had a feeling those would sell. That's a good deal for those, I think. So 21 is now gone. Thank you, thank you. Nobody's buying the little sandals. I thought they were dang cute. Just goes to show you, you never know. We had some sandals in soft enamel and they got bought up real quick. And then we had some we took to the shop. So I think I still have some of those that I separated out. I should have put them on the live. Okay, let me go ahead and put these away. Thank you. Okay. ZYX22. What else do I have in my bag of goodies tonight? Oh, so I'm gonna go be real clear on this. These, let me see something. Do I really have? Yeah, I only have. These have the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, except that one has a bell. Okay, so these are winter kits. Just putting that out there. They don't necessarily have to be for winter. But the pendant, Andrew made the pendant. It's a snowflake pendant. But these were really nice kits, and I found them. We have 2 of them, but I just realized that one of them doesn't have one of these bells. And I think I have more bells at the store, but I'm gonna sell it at a price so I can do them both. They were $24. I'll mark them down to 22, and that'll just be the price without the bell. And hopefully I have another bell, but if we sell 2 of them, I'll look for another bell. But you might get one without a bell. I'm just going to say it that way. But the first one, if somebody buys it, will be with the bell. And I'm pretty sure I have more of these at the shop. These are Thai brass bells, and I'm pretty sure I have another one. And I'll add that if somebody grabs it. But I'm pricing them as if the bell is not there. $2 less. And they come with Andrew's snowflake pendant. This is a polymer clay by Andrew. This is these Star of Ishtar check glass beads. These are matte melon check glass tulips, check glass stars, and the mini melons, full big strand of mini melon check glass. Susan said that's a great price for 22. It really is. It really is. Even if you add everything up that's here, and when you count Andrew's pendant, it's a really good price. So there it is. If somebody wants a 22 and you missed out on that when he did these, grab that up. Grab that up. Yeah, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is not priced. That would be another 5 or 6. So let's say 16 plus this is 26, 27, 28. And then those, whatever you get for those, 29. We'll say 29 to $30 for 22 bucks. Len says, with all the gold, it looks like sands could easily be used for the summer challenge. Yes, that's why I grabbed it, because at first I forgot it was a winter one, and I thought it was like sandy beachy, and then I remembered that there's the snowflake pendant in there. But you don't have to use everything together, right? So you can use this. This can totally be a sandy sea thing. So there it is, if somebody wants it. There are 2 of them available. I'm almost 100% sure I have another bell. It might be a little larger. I might have larger bells, but you'll get a bell. Pretty sure. All right. So far we haven't sold one, so maybe nobody will sell it and I won't have to. I still am going to look for a bell because I'm going to put those in the online store at their regular price if they don't sell. They'll be good for the holidays for somebody. Somebody will want them for the holidays. Okay. I'm gonna put this away. Nobody grab this. Nobody wants that. I don't know why. I think it's so pretty. Kim says, right, Len, those are stylized starfish, not snowflakes. There you go. There you go. I like that idea. All right. I don't know why I have like, oh, y'all. So this was hiding in the bag. An even smaller button. So you get 6 of them for $10. Does that change anyone's mind? You get an even smaller button there. So there you go. I'm going to leave that out since I just found that one. I'm going to go ahead and put 14 away. Nobody wants that one. Got to make some room. That's these. Marion says it has snowed in August here. See, I got to get this out on the website, I guess. Nobody's going to grab them. Put them on the website. Okay, I'm going to put 14 away. 13, 14, 15. I'm going to put 16 away as well. And these are these beautiful, look at that big, that would go great with that cobalt strand from earlier, those drops. Big cobalt with the frit, and then the black, and then the goldstone one. Put that away. Only $2 each on those. And I'm going to put 17 away as well. May as well, right? I'll just put that away. These are these large, I believe, ceramic flowers. They're pretty cool. Somebody made those. Somebody handmade those. I know those would take a little bit of time if they're ceramic. Okay. I'm going to move 19 over. I think we're getting to the point where I can move these over. Move this up. Move 22 up here. Okay. There we go. Oh, we just sold one of 22. Thank you so much. We've got another one available. If anybody's interested, I will find you a bell. ZYX 23. All right, this is Lamport glass. Let's see, what have we done on this before? It was 18. It was 18. Let's drop it down. Let's give you a good deal, 12 bucks. ZYX 23. Yeah, it was 18, dropping it down to 12. Beautiful Lamport glass. One available. All right. Ooh. ZYX. Oops. Right correctly, William. Also very beachy. That's what I thought. That's why I grabbed it. It's like corally, beachy. ZYX 24. And I'm just going to do $6. 24 is this little strand of pearls, vintage freshwater. And it's kind of a mixed strand of, it kind of has some of the white and some of the champagne on it. Just a super cute little strand. About a 7-inch strand of vintage freshwater pearls. $6. $6. Kim says, is that a white label? Yes, that's just the old price label. They use white out, and then they write the price on top of it. It just scratches right off or cleans right off of there. It's not a defect in the thing. That's how a lot of bead vendors price their glass. Put a little dab of white out, and then you can write on top of it, and then it just washes right off. And sometimes it's not a price. Sometimes it's a stock number. So that's also, sometimes some people use it as a stock number or a code that they use too. ZYX25. Let's do $4 on these. ZYX 25. These are metal beads. I don't know what kind of metal, but they're a little substantial. So I don't think they're a hollow bead, but they've got a little bit of a bumpy. I'm guessing they're a pewter kind of spacer or round. But they're kind of cool. $4 for the strand. Just hoping they're not any type of silver that I'm selling for $4 for the strand. It's 6mm beads, ZYX 25. ZYX 25. All right. Over to our junk, make sure nobody's falling in that. Oh, somebody did. Jump back up there. That one was already taken anyway. Okay. All right. ZYX 26. We've had this around for a while. I'm going to drop it down by $10. And this is a lampwork glass heart. I'm not 100% sure who made this. It's beautiful. The colors, the work is phenomenal. This is the back. There is no hole. You could glue on a bale like right here if you wanted to, or you could seed bead around it, or you could wire wrap it, or you could just use the center hole and wrap around and hang it that way. But it is gorgeous. Len thinks Nikki Thornburg. I'm going to say maybe. I don't know. Andrew has forgotten too. If that's Nikki, that's a fantastic price. But because we didn't know, we dropped the price. So there you go. Susan says her work is gorgeous. So that's a really good price if that's one of Nikki's. So there you go. ZYX 26. Whew. Now it's getting hot. Let me turn this on. Oh, we sold 23. Thank you so much. Oh, screen's going funny. Okay. Put 23 away. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to move 24 up here. Leslie says it looks like Patty Cahill, maybe. Could be. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure. It was in, I think it was in Andrew's collection, and he does not remember where it came from. Either one of those two, it's a good price. It's a very good price for an artisan bead like that. All right, we had these in, I think, blue the other day, and a few people grabbed them. We have them for $1 each. There are multiples of these available. ZYX 27. And these are these dyed agate, this time in green. We had them in blue the other day. We have them in green. They all have individual little bales. You can use them or not. Cut them out if you don't want them. But they're only $1 each. Nice little pendants, stone pendants. And I have a bag of them. So multiples available if anybody's interested in those. Oh, I just realized I'm like moved here. There we go. All right. ZYX 28. These were 16, but we'll do them for 14 tonight. Whoa. Whoa. Good. And I'm not sure if these are from the Philippines. These are, I think they are. These are a wooden bead, but they've got this, I forget what they call that. Like a, I don't know. It's like a decal on top, and then they have a, like a shellac on them. Decoupage, that's the word I'm looking for. Decoupage. I had paper mache in my head, and that's not right. These are these decoupaged beads. And they're really cool. They're large hole. They're super duper light. Almost no weight at all to them. And they are about 15 millimeter beads. You get the whole strand of them, which is a 16-inch strand for $14. Giving you a little discount on those. One strand of ZYX 28. ZYX 28. Okay, that extra bead apparently meant nothing to anyone. So I'm going to, or that extra button meant nothing to anyone. So I'm going to put those buttons away. We had, I think, a green version of this set and a black, and they both sold. The pink has not. Nobody wants the pink. Let's see, 12 goes here. And then 19 I'm going to put away. 19 is this set. Getting 5 of the lampwork glass for $12. Honestly, this one, that matte one, probably is like a $6 or $7 bead on its own. That one looks different than the others. I feel like that one's a little bit more. All right, and nobody wants the sandals. Sandalias. Las sandalias? Is that right? My Spanish right? We put those away. $6 for all 3. Nobody wants those. Putting those away. And those are cute. Those would be cute for those of you who make things on the beach. All right. And I'm going to put 22 away. That's the one kit. We sold one of those, but we do still have another one available. If anybody wants that, I will find you a bell. Some sort of bell to go with that. I promise. And I'm going to move 24 over. That's this little strand of pearls. Anybody wants that one? Move 25. 26, the heart. Nobody wants that yet. 27, $1 each for those. And 28, the decoupage, Philippine rounds. ZYX 29. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 of these available. And we'll do them for $5 instead of $6. And there are these vintage check, copper and black faceted rounds. And 6-inch strand and approximately 5mm, about 5x6. They're not quite rounds. 5x6mm beads. $5 a strand. 8 strands available on those. Black and copper. And I'm going to give you a really good price on these ones. ZYX 30, $8. $8. And these are Jasper rounds. Really nice. I think they go really well with these. Can mix those together, right? And these are, let's get them, I think they're 8mm Jasper rounds. And if I can keep a hold of the strand, it's a 16-inch strand. Only $8. What a deal. Give you a good deal on that. Really pretty. Jasper. And we're going to go to 40 tonight since we're not going to have a live tomorrow. I think last night I went to, or yesterday I went to 4. No, yesterday was Wednesday. I didn't, did I? Maybe the night before we went to 40. Trying to add a few more in here and there. Since we're going to be not doing a live tomorrow, most likely. All right, we've got 2 of these. And these are $10. Make sure that's right. Yeah, $10 was the old price. It's also your price. ZYX 31. Table cut squares with that finished edge. And I love the kind of gray blue that goes through the glass. Almost like a gray purple. It goes through that white. And these are 10mm. How's everybody still doing out there tonight? It's gotten very quiet in the comments. Sorry, just taking a drink. It's gone very quiet here too. Let's see here. Everybody still out there? Still hanging in there? Susan's still here. Oh, good. Good. Let's see here. These. ZYX 32. These are normally 18. I'm going to cut them down to 12. There's only one left of these. This is a white topaz. microfaceted. I don't know, is that a round or a rondelle? Looks like a round. I'm going to say a round. White topaz, microfaceted, round. One strand of these left. Was 18, now 12. Just to clear out the one strand. And these are small. These are hard to read. I'm going to say 2 millimeter. Some of them are like 1.5. 2 millimeter. And nice and sparkly. White topaz. Or clear topaz, sometimes they call it. $12 for the strand. One strand of it. Len's still here. Working on a new bracelet design, says Leslie. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. May is still here. Thank y'all for being here still, hanging out with me. We've sold one of the 31s. Woo! Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Still got one of those left, though. Somebody else wants one. I'm going to clear some stuff off of here. And clear the pearl strand for $6. Going to clear the metal beads. I thought those metal beads would sell. I think they're really cool. I like their texture on them. We've got like a bumply, rumply texture. Like this. $4 for that string. I'm going to put away the lampwork glass heart. Votes for Nikki Thornburg and Patty Cahill on that. Whatever, whoever's made it, it's $26 if somebody wants it. Tonight only. We need to research that a little more if we figure it out for sure. That price is probably going to go back up once we know who it is for sure. Nobody grabbed any of these green tonight. We sold a bunch of the blue the other night. Nobody grabbed any of the greens. All right. It's so weird. Green's my favorite color. It's all right. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it too. I'm gonna move this right here. $14 only on this. Decoupage rounds. Large whole beads. I'm gonna move these up. 29, 30. Still got one of 31 available. And 32 is still available. The white topaz. Ooh, it is shiny. ZYX 33. Come on. Where's the top? There's the top. All right. Another microfaceted. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strands of this. This is labradorite. These were, let's see here, they were 20 at one point, but I will bring them down to 15 for you all. Oh, we sold 25. Somebody liked the mystery metal beads. I like those. They're pretty cool. Bring these down to 15. They're really sparkly and really pretty. Labradorite. Trying to get that one out of there. There we go. Let's see if I can get the lights up here on them. There we go. Look at these. Look at them flashing. Beautiful. labradorite microfaceted beads. Great flash on those. Look how pretty they are. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a nice quality. Sometimes you see these and they don't flash really well. We have good vendors. Let me just say, you can be sure of the flash on those. Look how pretty. Nice strands of the labradorite, microfaceted beads, microfaceted rounds. They are, let me see here. I'm going to say 2 millimeters. They're small ones as well. 2 millimeters. This is what a single one of them looks like for y'all. Separated one out so you can see how pretty. Gorgeous quality, high-end strands. 8 of them available. $15 each on. Great deep ones. If I do say so myself, right? All right. ZYX 34, $2. $2. Got one of these available, one of these left. These are the little tango beads in the, it's called Cocoa Pearl. Tango beads are those little triangle 2-hole beads in Cocoa Pearl. Approximately 25 pieces in there. $2 originally, can't go lower than that. $2 for y'all. One bag left. One bag left. ZYX 34. What should I pull next? For y'all, my friends. $4 each. And let me see how many I've got on these. 3 available. These are vintage check glass. Melon beads, small melons. In this kind of yellow-black bumblebee color. Vintage check glass, small melons. And by small, I mean 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter. That's pretty small for a melon bead. Although I think the ones in that kit, in Andrew's kit, were even smaller. They were even smaller. We just sold 34. Thank you so much. I'll put those away. ZYX 36. Here's another one of these new check glass strands that we didn't sell any of, and I was surprised. But I know some people don't like skull and crossbones, but maybe also because we had so much new check glass the one time, maybe you just didn't grab them then. But figured I'd run these again for y'all. These are the laser etched check glass skull and crossbones. on these square, kind of garnet berry colored glass. We had those little birds the other day, and some people, well, I think we sold out of them. 3 people grabbed the last 3 strands, the only 3 strands. So we'll see if you like these too. These are 10mm squares, skull and crossbone. I know that's not for everybody, but it is for spooky season if you're starting to get ready for that. I know some people are always in spooky season mode, but I know some other people are starting to get ready for that already. We're already talking about what we need to do for that coming up soon. I think next month we're going to start in earnest on getting into the holidays is the plan. Anyway. Let's do this. Let's see here. These were 16. I've got 1 strand left. I brought these down to 8. I will bring this down to 12. This is Amazonite. Strand of Amazonite rounds. Just a really pretty, light colored, but all different colors. You got the darker-ish blue to the lighter blue to the white to some of the yellows and browns. Just a sweet strand. For the price, it's an 8mm round again, $12. Good prices on those 8mm rounds tonight for y'all. Let's see, what else do I have for you today? What about these? These are another Tango 2-hole bead. They were $275. I'll bring them down to $250 a bag for you. And this is called Lumi Amethyst. Really pretty. Let me see if I can open that up. I know they're going to be even prettier outside of the plastic. Super pretty beads. We've got 3 bags of those available, $2.50 instead of $2.75. Just dropped 1. Here we go. Seal that up. And 3 bags available, $2.50. All right. ZYX 39. This is another one I'm kind of, let's see here. These are $10. We have 2. We only sold 1 strand of these. ZYX 39. This is some of the newer check glass we just brought in. These are the Saturn beads. Saturn cut is one of my very favorite cuts of check glass. We don't see it around very often anymore. I feel like anyway. Saturn cut check glass in this pretty teal color with that metallic, kind of silvery platinum metallic teal on the edge. And these beads are about 10. I'm going to say 10 millimeters as well. 10 millimeters in that. We've sold 2 of the 3. Leave me with one again. Gonna leave me with one. Always leaving me with one. You sold 2 of the 3 of those. Thank you so much. I'm not going to complain about somebody grabbing them, but leaving me with one all the time, yo. All right. ZYX 40. Last one tonight. Let me see what I've got in my bag here, but I'm going to show. Don't say those fluorescents, I would show those. But okay. All right. Last one tonight. Very surprised this did not sell. This is one of the newer designs that didn't get stranded up yet from our supplier. They didn't even have time to string them. These are the scarab beetles. Scarab beetles in that teal and gold, $11 for the lot of those. We sold most of them, but we still have one lot available. I can't believe it. Scarabs usually sell real quick, especially new things like this. 10 millimeters by, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 14 millimeters. 10 to 14. One lot available. And that, friends, is it for tonight. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed hanging out with you all. Remember, tomorrow is book club. So we will not be having our live at 7:30. We will be on Zoom together, hopefully with you, discussing Miss Benson's Beetle. And that's from 7:30 until 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. But before that, at 7 p.m. on our website at allegorygallery.com, right on the homepage, Andrew's collection, his drop collection, will be updated with the Root Baby adoption event. So we hope you'll come by and adopt a root baby from Andrew to help him on his travels to New Jersey starting next week. That'll be in our online store, so you can grab them there. And he's going to have a good selection of little root babies for you. Again, if you're on the Patreon, you get a deeper view, a more intense, or you get to see more of the behind the scenes that he's been working on, and more glimpses to prepare yourself for tomorrow. All right. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I hope you have an amazing, amazing evening. And we look forward to seeing all you during the adoption event tomorrow, and also especially on Zoom for the book club. If anybody needs the Zoom link or anything like that, check the website. The blog has it. If you still can't find it for some reason, email us. Every time we do a Zoom, somebody inevitably comments on Facebook that they can't find the link, and we don't see the comment until long after the Zoom. So email us if you need the link, but it is on the blog, and it should be in the email that we also sent out. So thank you all. Have a great night. Thank you for a great night with me tonight. I had a lot of fun chit-chatting with you and talking about weird foods and all that good stuff. And we will see you back here. We'll see you back here on the live on Monday. We'll see those of you who join us for the D-Stash on Sunday night. And we hope to see you for the book club tomorrow.